Hi all, lesson number 11. Take a screenshot of this one. This is going to be our next introduction that we're going to learn. It looks more complicated than it actually is. The great thing about this is that if you can play this bit, you can pretty much play the whole song. So we're going to do the left hand and the right hand today. You can see that I've put in the notes here, but I've not put the notes here because they are the same. Now this one here, we came across this way back at the start, and we gave it the name of pomegranate. And that's what we need to remember here. So each of these four notes, they have the rhythm the same as pomegranate. So pomegranate, 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 pomegranate. And if you sort of say that in your head, that'll help you to keep it fairly constant. If you're not quite sure what this song sounds like, then have a listen. Okay, so I'm going to start with just trying to play the A, C sharp and E. A, C sharp, E, and then there's a C sharp at the end. So if we go back to the piano, we're going to go A on a thumb, C sharp on a 3, and then the E is going to be 5. So it'll be 1, 3, 5. A bit like when we're doing an arpeggio. And we're going to go 1, 3, 5, and then back to the 3. So A, C sharp, E, C sharp. And we need to do that 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you use the thumb to count that as well, because you'll know you're at the start of each cycle if you count with the thumb. So do that one again. So A, C sharp, E, C sharp, 2, 3, 4. Now if we go back to the music, the next bar is exactly the same apart from one note. Let's just focus in. The A has now changed to a G sharp, but the C sharp, E, C sharp is exactly the same. So we're going to keep those in the same place. And all we need to do is move the thumb down to a G sharp. Now, you'll notice that instinctively, I sort of pushed my hand up to get to that G sharp. Don't try and sort of reach it and put your hand sideways because it's going to be really uncomfortable. Just slide your fingers up and so you can reach that G a little bit easier. And we're going to do G sharp, C sharp, E, C sharp. Do that 4 times. So if you put those two together, it looks like this. A, C sharp, E. And then down to G sharp. Now if you're struggling with slightly smaller hands, you can sort of just pivot a little bit on that C sharp. That C sharp is our anchor. So if you're struggling with the sort of getting between these, just sort of move the wrist a little bit so you can go between the E and the A. And the same for the G sharp. So a little bit of hand movement isn't a problem. And probably the trickiest one is the next one, which is the F sharp, C sharp and F sharp. Now you can see, once again, we've got 2 of the same note, but they are different pitches. So that F sharp is lower than that F sharp there. So we're going to do F sharp, C sharp, and then up to another F sharp. On the piano, it looks like this. Oh, just move my stand, that's annoying. So you've just been here, G sharp, C sharp, and E. I'm going to do that just so you can see a bit better. And then the thumb is going to go down to the F sharp. The C sharp, it stays exactly the same. And we've got to somehow get up here. Again, so use the C sharp as a pivot. And you'll need to do quite a big movement here. But it should be fairly comfortable if you stick high up on the keys. So F sharp, C sharp, F sharp, a high one, and back down. 1, 2, 3, 4. So far, we've got 3 chords. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down to the G sharp. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, all the while, this C sharp hasn't changed at all at the moment. It's finally going to change. It's going to move up to the D, and then this F sharp's going to go to an A. So, and that's the final one. If I just take you back to the music for a second, there it is: A, D, F sharp, D. So, ooh, it's the first time that's happened. A, D, F sharp. Now, you might find there are different ways to finger this. If you just come from F sharp, C sharp, and F sharp, you've already got your F sharp on the 5 there. You can keep it there, but you might find it a little bit more comfortable to do a different type of fingering, particularly 5 and 5. That sort of is uncomfortable at the best of times. A bit better if you're up the keyboards, but you find what's easier for you, and don't be afraid once again to pivot on that middle note. So we've got the one before, which is this. And then we're going up to A, D sharp, sorry, A, D, F sharp, D, A, D, F sharp. And then we've got all four of the patterns that we need. First one. Thumb down to G sharp. Second one. Third bar. And then the fourth bar, A, D, F sharp. So, probably the trickiest thing about this are the transitions between the different bars. So I would recommend just maybe having a go at just doing one of each. And just get used to doing that. So A, down to the G sharp. And once that's good to go, then do the whole thing. And then when you get to the next transition, try the next transition on its own. So you can go. So we're really breaking it down. And then finally the last transition, which is this. And then you can put it all together, hopefully with nice and clean transitions. Go as slow as you need to. Give your brain time to think. Needs to know where it's going to go next. And if you rush it, your brain's not going to have time to think about where it's going to go, as well as think of what your fingers are doing. So the left hand, thankfully, is nice and simple. We've got A, G sharp, F sharp, and then D. So if we go back to the piano, we've got A, G sharp, F sharp, and then D. So if you start on the A on the thumb, 2 on the G sharp, 3 on the F sharp, and then 5 on the D, you should get a nice, smooth left hand. If you put that in the right hand, it looks like this. So A with the first bar or pattern, G sharp with the second pattern in the 2, and then F sharp on the 3 with the third pattern, and finally the D on the fourth and final pattern. What makes this a little bit easier is that for the first 3 notes, the left hand follows what the thumb is doing. So A, G sharp together, F sharp together. Oops. Only when we get to the last one, we have a change where we've got the D in the left hand and then we're playing an A back in the right hand. So take that nice and slow, nice and easy, and gradually work up the speed. If you listen to the actual song, it's not particularly fast anyway, but really focus on getting the fingers in the right positions. So here it is a few more times. Bit slower. Cool. So good luck with that one. You can loop that around as much as you like, and even maybe play with Adele. Good luck, and I will see you next time.